What's going on, guys? Today is a new day and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm doing something right now. Otherwise I wouldn't be filming. So I got some plans for this winter, as I mentioned in my previous video, and this winter has come basically. So I've decided to retire the TL and start getting to work. I know it's a little early, but I want to get this done. I have deadlines to meet. If you've seen my social media or my Instagram, if you follow me, you'll notice that there's one post that said that I like to use Microsoft Project. And yes, that is 100% correct. I like to document what I'm going to be doing, when I'm going to be doing it, how long it's going to take. Granted, I'm not really ever on schedule 100% of the time, or more of like a 75%-ish. But at least it gives me an idea of like what I want to do, and it kind of gives me and lists the priorities of what needs done first. I highly suggest you guys do the same in your builds. And if you don't, let me know what works for you. Put it in the comments or just message me and say, hey, you know what? I do it this way. Maybe you should try this out. A lot of stuff I want to do. Let's get into it right now. And as you can see, I have torn this engine bay apart. So the plan is to spice things up a little bit, to clean things up a little bit, make it that show quality look on a budget, of course. How am I going to be doing that? I'm going to try and redo the wiring harness. If not redo it completely, at least like clean it up. See how like there's like dirt and just grime just over the years, just kind of collected. Just, take a detailing brush or a brush and just like spray some degreaser and just wipe all that down. Probably going to be replacing some of these wires, and especially these radiator hoses. They're starting to fade and they're still in good condition, but I don't want one like maybe some P2R or HKS, I think that's the brand. Some black ones that just add a little more bling to the engine bay. Anyways, so we'll be replacing this radiator. We're going to use a half-size radiator, a dual core from like a Civic. And some of you may ask, why do you want to do that? Why don't you just swap it out for an OEM one, or swap it out for an OEM style one from like Rock Auto? And my answer to that is because I want to, move things around so I have some more real estate. The plan is to run a half-size radiator. That way I can twist this filter towards the grill some more and probably cut down the piping a little bit so that I can tuck it underneath. It'll probably show up like right around here. I don't want to get too much into it because I know you guys like to see content, so I'm not going to talk and talk and talk and talk. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the camera up. You guys can watch me work. If not, skip through the video. Whatever floats your boat. All right, see you guys in a little. Finally got this thing out. Jeez, this thing's annoying. Alright, so I got alternator out, the intake pipe for the blower. So this is the problems that I was having, and I'm going to be taking this radiator out so that you guys can get a better view of what's going on. Which, by the way, there is actually one guy here in the Pittsburgh area that is buying a Jersey Bear Performance kit, I think stage 1. And I'll be doing the install. So for those of you who are kind of worried about what they need to do, you can follow the tutorial that I'll make for it, unless someone else beats me to it. Pretty familiar with the process now, so I just decided that I'll do the install for a buddy of mine. So this is what's going on here. I'm gonna be using the half-size radiator, which would cut off this side, and that'll give me a lot of room to mess around down here. But I'm gonna save that for another day because I am hungry. Oh, by the way, I picked up a new intake manifold. This is from a 3.5. This is from the RL, the Acura RL. And most of you are gonna be like, well, why didn't you get a 3.7 manifold? Well, first of all, I don't want to buy one brand new because they're like $300. On top of that, I need a top plate, which is also expensive. So all in all, like if I spend all the money that I need to just to get the 3.7 manifold, it's gonna be like $500-600 bucks. I'm like, I just bought this thing for like 70 bucks, and I'm just gonna crack it open and I'm gonna pour it and polish it. I'm gonna go eat.
Subscribers, to please hold on a minute so you can eat.
Yeah. I'm gonna go eat, so I'll be back. Alright, so now that we got this radiator out the way, by the way, I actually cleaned up the garage a little bit more, so as you can see, I gotta get rid of this scrap back here. So now I got some more room to work. So what I'm gonna do now is jack the car up, and probably gonna take off my front bumper, which is gonna require me to take off the splitter as well. That way I can drain the radiator, get that out of the way. I'm gonna go put the camera up and you guys can watch me do this. Hey guys, by the way, I wanted to show you guys something. In the last video, one of the last videos that I posted, during the photo shoot actually, I pointed out the gap in my front A-spec lip. So this is going to be a perfect opportunity since I'm taking the bumper off and basically the whole front end is coming off. This will be a great opportunity for me to fix this issue. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there before I actually take it off because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like again. Yep, that's no good. It's no good. So that will be addressed, so that way no one can say anything, and that way it doesn't bother me anymore. So I'm gonna get back to removing everything, removing the front end, so see you in a little bit. Alright guys, I just realized something. Before I take this front splitter off, I'm going to show you guys actually how I'm mounting it, because I know some of you have asked, how did you make this? How did you mount it? So a couple of you are going to be like, that's not the right way to do it. But I did mention in my post on Instagram when I first showed everyone the splitter that it was just for mainly cosmetics. And I wasn't trying to interfere with the airflow, especially when it comes to trying to get some airflow to the radiator. The Acura TLs and many other cars come with a, what do you call it? A ram? An air ram, that's what it's called. It's an air ram that kicks air up into the engine bay. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this is the front. There is, that's a zip tie. But there are brackets. I made brackets that that bolt to where those holes were for the air ram. Okay, you can kind of see it. And here's the underside of the splitter. So this is kind of like a belly pan style or whatever you want to call it. But there you go. 1, 2, and 3. Some of you may say you're actually starving the engine of air, and I will argue and say I'm not, because this gap in the front of the bumper, the A-spec lip, is actually allowing lots of air to travel into it. Anyways, yeah, so that's how I mounted the front splitter. No issues. I've been using a thermocouple to measure my stuff, so for those of you who want to be like, Pixar, it didn't happen, bro, this is what I use. I bought this bad boy off of Amazon. Alright, I had to buy extended thermocouples. I think these are 6 feet long. stuck them in the engine bay, and test drove with them in different spots. On average, I think 170 was the average temperature, with ambient temperatures being, I think, in the 80s, mid 80s. I have a whole like data sheet that I wrote at work. I didn't bring it here because I forgot. But yeah, but it was definitely something that I did not need to worry about. That's most likely why I didn't bring it here, so I had to mess around with it. So we're good on that. We're good on the splitter, no issues. So that's purely cosmetics, maybe some performance, I don't know. I haven't done any CFD analysis, nor will I, because it's just not worth it. Alright guys, so front bumper is off. As you can see here, bumper over there. So we've now got some more room to work with here. But yeah, I mean, here's the kit. If you guys haven't seen it before, this is the oil reservoir for the Rotrex blower. And the piping goes around. There's your intercooler piping, and it goes up and over. I gotta drain this radiator so that I can pull it out, and we'll figure out what to go from there. So I'm gonna do that first. All right. Okay guys, so we got the radiator out. Here's the engine bay. So we got nothing left. All right, nice and clear. Look at all that space. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, so I'll show you the old radiator. This thing was beat. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just leaks. Leaks for days. So, by the way, this has nothing to do with the supercharger kit, alright? My radiator just needed replaced. I neglected it. That's my fault. Not the kit's problem. Not installation issues. Just want to put that out there. What to do next? I have no idea. Yeah, I'm gonna brainstorm a little bit, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, so came back from brainstorming. It's actually quite a while. I was probably gone for about 45 minutes. While I was brainstorming, I decided to adjust the intercooler piping so that it was more straight. This was in my initial install. I put this on here because it was rubbing, but then I looked back at it and I thought, you know, it probably shouldn't be rubbing, so I readjusted it, and actually it fits a lot better now. There is some clearance. It's very hard to tell, but I'd probably put it about 1/8 of an inch of clearance. Just like what we say in my job, clearance is clearance, Clarence. I also was able to readjust our piping, intercooler piping coupling right here, and I test fitted it with the alternator in place, and there's also clearance. I would say about 1/4 inch clearance here, so we're good. I'm happy with this, very, very happy with this. And now you can probably see what I was going for here. So all this space, on this side is where the half-size intercooler is going to be. And this intake is going to be canted this way. And from the grill, you'll be able to see it right there. So that's what I've come up with. We're going to run with it. And of course, this is just test fitting. I still have to clean up the engine bay. I'm going to do my best to clean this up and try and make it, you know, a little bit better. So I'm probably going to wrap it up for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And most importantly, hit that notification button so that you guys know when I post a new video. I also am active on my social media, so I will be trying to promote my videos on there. But I don't want to spam all my followers. Not that I have a lot, but I don't want to spam those who follow me. So just hit that notification button so that way you guys know what's going on. All right, see you guys.